Jermell Charlo wants all the smoke, ladies and gentlemen, and he's got two legendary boxers in their own right on his radar. And today he made some crazy, shocking claims. But when you Jermell Charlo, I mean, seriously, none of this stuff is shocking. You got the Iron Man. I'm telling you, this man has his eyes set on Errol, Spence Jr. and Terence Bud Crawford, ladies and gentlemen. Today, he made some reports. He was on the show. He stated some things on Tim Zoo as well, his upcoming opponent. He gave some updates on his injury. So today we're going to be able to give some updates on that. This big time bout, there's so many fights. It seemed like one floodgate open, now here come it all. So you got Jermell Charlo, a problem, pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world. 35 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 19 violent wins by the way of knockout. He's 32 years old. And basically, he stated with Errol, the fight with Errol Spence Jr. is very possible to happen. You know, he's open to it. You know, shout out Errol Spence Jr. from Long Island, New York. If you unfamiliar with that, shout outs Errol Spence. Errol Spence is 33 years old, so they're right there in age. He's undefeated, 28 wins, no losses, no draws, 22 violent wins by the way of knockout. This man, IBF, WBA, WBC, come on, we all know what's going on with this man. Okay, so obviously you have a situation with Jermell Charlo, who stated that he's not looking to leave the 154-pound division. And he's basically, and mind you, he's got his eyes set on Terence Bud Crawford as well, if I didn't leave that out. You know, Terence Bud Crawford, now that's just a whole nother beast. We'll get into that shortly. You know, Terence Bud Crawford obviously is looked at as the best fighter in the world, universally renowned. So that's a tough challenge in its own right when you call him out Terence Bud Crawford. So it's crazy that these fights are all coming to play because Jermell Charlo stated today, when asked about Terence Bud Crawford, he has some tough things to say about him. You know, it wasn't all nice. And I'm going to read some of the quotes that he had to say. So this is on his reaction to Crawford's comments about him, because obviously we all know that fight is thrown out there a lot. He says, just whatever. Guy, you get your paperwork right. Talk to Mr. Heyman. We get the fight going. Are you damn right it would be easy to make. Let's get a big fight going, matter of fact, and I'll show you better than I could tell you. Ain't nothing easy in the ring with me, so I'm grown. These kids, they just talking. He ain't fought nobody for real. For real. He just got out a top-ranked contract because Bob ain't won his ass no more, so he just got rid of him. Why don't you make the fight with the man right in front of you, which he's insinuating with Errol Spence Jr., which would be the biggest, arguably the biggest fight in boxing. I would say it would be bigger than the Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. You know, I think you could, it'd be crazy if they could get that bout going. We all know Terence Bud Crawford, you know, he with BLK, and he stated that basically he got his business all sloppy. You know, that's kind of crazy that he said that. He said he's sloppy with his business. He said you're signing deals with BKL, BLK, and he just doing business wrong. You know, that was some of the quotes that he said. Also, he stated, so I don't know what he wants to do, but I'm down to fight. I don't got time to go back and forth with him. You a little boy. You come from 140. You not even strong enough to handle this stuff that I'm throwing at you. And I'm not one of these guys he fought before. So it's like I'm undisputed for a reason. So clearly, you know, a lot of these guys are looking to leave the division. The big-time fight with Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Bud Crawford should have been happened to unify that, you know, and that's unfortunate that that's not, you know, coming to pass. What's holding up? You know, both parties going to have something to say about that between Spence and Crawford. I don't think nobody should get off the hook, but when you're discussing all of these fights are massive. You know, obviously, Terence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence is the crescendo. But if you was to somehow get an Errol Spence versus Charlo, or a Terence Bud Crawford versus Jermell Charlo, I mean, that's not nothing to scoff at. You know, and will it be big money like the other, like those? No, but it's still a major fight in boxing, and I think that's what we lead into. Right now in boxing, right now, big fights are coming, and that's great. You starting to see the names all starting to come together. But see, before it was a lot of separation. Guys want to stay the hell away from each other. They want to wait. Now it seemed like that once the Tank Garcia thing happened, it's done put pressure on everybody. If you a top dog, you need to be fighting a top dog. Gone are the days of you fighting somebody that nobody's familiar with or nobody's concerned with, or that's over. And I love that I'm seeing that, from Charlo and this situation, because this would be massive for boxing if one of these fights were to take place. So clearly, there's a lot of chirping. The fight with Errol Spence Jr., they had, similar trainers, so that'd be tough. Obviously, they all under the same, situation with, obviously, with Spence. That fight should be a shoe-in if they wanted to make it, if they were serious about the situation. The Terence Crawford dynamic, obviously, I don't know who want that smoke, but Charlo is one of those guys who, I just think that Crawford is just on another level. We could get into the comment section and we could debate that, but like I said, Crawford is just tough, man. I want to give some insight on the injury issues. Obviously, we all know that Jermell Charlo is nursing. He didn't fight the fight against my man Tim Tszyu. He stated on his hand injury, the hand is going. I'm just doing everything I can in the rehab. I have not punched yet, so it's certain things when you break two bones in one hand, it takes a lot. The hand is real delicate, but these is my money makers, and it's going to be stronger than it was before. Doing a lot of different exercises and work to make sure I'm stable. So that's all of the things that the insight from Jermell Charlo regarding the hand injury, which had him out. I'm hearing that we could have a situation where he could return as early as, June or July, for the big time bout against obviously Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu obviously violently violated, Harrison, Tony Harrison up there in Australia. Nobody would have envisioned nothing like that. But a lot of people still feel like he's no match for Charlo. So I can't wait. He stated something on that fight with Tim Tszyu. He stated, we're going to fight. We're going to bang. We don't want to sit there and take shots and trade shots with me. Tszyu showed no lateral movement, no athleticism. It's just a whole bunch of nonsense that happened in that fight. My coach is not going to allow. See? So clearly they ready, so boxing is an incredible place. I'm going to leave it at that. You had Jermell Charlo. He want all the smoke, ladies and gentlemen. He want the smoke with Errol Spence Jr. He want the smoke with Tim Tszyu. And he damn sure want the smoke with Terence Crawford. Pardon me. Everybody hit that like button. If you're new, most definitely hit that subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV.